I'm sick of typing status updates about this election, so I did a couple of videos in the past, but I thought I was the only one watching them, and I'm probably the only one's going to watch this one too, but that's okay. What I would like to say, if anybody actually listens to this that is a Hillary supporter, I would like to just clear the field. Clear it. There's no crap on Hillary. There's no crap on Trump. There's no sex stuff. There's no WikiLeaks stuff. Let's just make everything disappear. Everything. It's all clean slate on both sides as far as the drama and all that stuff goes. Whether it's true or not, let's just forget all of it. And let's just look at just one thing that is a difference between the two. And now you can talk about guns. Let's forget all that too. What I would like everybody to consider is our borders, and immigration. That, to me, is by far the most important issue at this election. Now, you social liberals or progressives or whatever you want to call yourselves, y'all come back to this argument of, we're all immigrants. This country was founded on a mix of people, and we're stronger together, and diversity rules and all this sort of stuff. And that was absolutely true when our country was being founded. We needed people here. We really did. And when people came here from other countries, they were proud to be here. That's not the way things are now. Immigrants come here not to be proud. They really come here to take over and bring whatever they had at their other country, bring it here. Their belief systems and everything. They don't want to assimilate, and some do. Of course, there are great people that are trying to, get away from oppression and be proud Americans. Of course, that happens. It may even be the majority of them that happens, but that doesn't matter. There are several that are coming in that are not trying to be Americans and give their kids an education and be able to have food on the table and things like that. That's not what they want to do. And even if they do, folks, we're not in the position to give that to them. We are in deep trouble as it is. We have homeless veterans and blah blah blah. We all know this stuff. But when our borders are open, you all need to understand that unless we are in a place of unlimited resources, which we are not, these immigrants being flooded into the country, we cannot afford them. Even assuming they're all good people, let's assume there's not one terrorist that's going to sneak in with them. They're all good people. So I'll give you even that. But we still have a massive amount of people that Hillary Clinton wants to let in that will compete for your job, your kid's job, and drive down wages. Labor is simply a matter of supply and demand, just like bread or motorcycles or anything else. There's a supply and demand curve. When excessive labor comes into our country, it means that there's more people than there is jobs. That encourages businesses to expand because they can drop the labor rate and hire more people and hopefully grow. So yes, it may actually create jobs initially by having this flood of people come in, but while that happens, the real wages drop. And these folks from Mexico and other countries are willing to work for a fraction of what, let's be honest, us lazy Americans are willing to work for. Okay, so let's just be the truth. I tell you, I ain't gonna go work in the field, picking whatever the hell it is for, 6, 8, 10. I wouldn't do it for $20 an hour, but there are people that will. And a lot of people, American people, you know, American citizens that rely on those jobs. And I'm not just talking agriculture, you know. These folks come in here and they get educated and they take our good jobs as well. So we don't have the option of just being this big melting pot that we once were. That's not on the table right now. In the event there was a catastrophe, a plague, or a meteorite hit here and took out half the country, you know, that's a whole different story. At that point, if we lost half our people, we would be begging people from other countries to come here, you know, to help build us back, because there'd be more jobs than there is people at that point. But we are not in a situation where there's more jobs than people. There are more people than jobs right now. And we can argue about the real unemployment rate of being, you know, Obama claims it's, you know, 6% or whatever, and we can argue that it's really 25%, which is my argument, but that's a different thing. You know, there's a big difference between being underemployed and being fully employed, and there's a big difference between people that have stopped looking for work. So I know, old argument, we're all sick of that, but it's the damn truth. So the bottom line is, let's just pretend Hillary is a wonderful person. Let's say Donald Trump is a wonderful person. Let's say there's no dirt on any of them. And in this world I've created, Donald Trump wants to keep our borders secure and only let people in legally and in small doses that we can handle. Hillary Clinton wants everything wide open. If you can get here, you can come here. That's what she wants. We can't afford that. Also, you know, I said we were going to make them both nice people and make it all evens, but I got to lie for a second and let's just tell the truth. Hillary Clinton doesn't want people from other countries coming in and aliens coming in because she's a sweetheart. She doesn't give her frog's fat ass about these people. She wants them in for one reason, because when they come in, she wants to give them the right to vote. She wants to give them public assistance or welfare or whatever other kind of programs she wants to give them to them. When you are the party that's giving someone from El Salvador or someone from Mexico or wherever else, and you're giving them a livable wage through welfare, you're going to be pretty loyal to the party that gave that to you. And that's all this is. When you let 10,000 illegals in and you hook them up, you just created 10,000 Democratic voters. That's all this is about. It's not about, you know, compassion and love and all this crazy shit that you liberals pretend to believe in. It's nothing to do with that. It's all about raising or increasing the amount of Democrat voters through gimmies, which creates dependence, which creates loyalty. That's all this is about. But I know I said I wasn't even going to be mean either one of these two folks. So even taking the truth out, you know, let's just go back to them being both good people. Both have the two different views. One wants immigrants in, one does not. Folks, the answer is obvious. We cannot have people storming our country. We can't afford it. So I would like all of you to keep that in mind when you go vote. Erase everything else from your mind and just look at immigration alone. And if you analyze it and really think about what you're doing, you know, you're creating a lower living wage for your kids. Or God forbid your husband or your wife loses his or her job when they were making $25 an hour like our folks at New Process Gear were. And suddenly these $25 an hour jobs are gone and they're struggling to make 12. Many of you watching this know exactly what I'm talking about. And this is what's going to happen if we have this huge influx of labor into our country that we cannot afford. Long rant. Sorry about that. All right. Goodbye.